Right then. All right. Thinking Thursday wrap up here. As you can see, I'm back on the therapy porch in the therapy chair, one of the therapy chairs, enjoying life. Yeah. Um, Work went pretty good. No major issues. Um, I did have to order a part for an LG refrigerator, but go figure. It's an LG refrigerator. There's always something broken on those. Water valve locked up on the guy. No ice, no water. So I'll be going back there. Other than that, they were all completes or first completes. So that was good. Um, I learned something today from one of my customers. Transplants from California, these people were. Um, if you judge a book by the cover, you would think they were liberals. But turns out they don't like Gavin Newsom, who is destroying California, the governor. And they decided to come up here and buy a little cabin in northern Wisconsin. And now they're coming around to the right way of thinking. Yeah. But they taught me something today. Elderly couple, retired. Um, when I pulled onto the access road to get to the cabin, they were out at the end of the road. Uh, their road's about a quarter mile long, about as long as mine. They had their vehicle out there, and they were in the ditch wearing rubber boots, leather gloves, and they had a pump sprayer, a liquid insecticide, herbicide pump sprayer. And I was like, what are you doing? You don't own this ditch. It was a ditch on the main road. And they said, we're spraying star thistle. What? Star thistle is a transplanted European invasive weed that grows very prolifically. Um, it's not pleasant. Uh, it's very hard to kill, and it'll take over your property really quick. Um, so they were doing their citizenship good deed, and they were literally out in a county owned ditch treating this star thistle stuff so it wouldn't spread. And they showed me what the plant looks like. You can't miss it. If you're driving around on country roads or back roads or even some regular highways, you'll see this thing in the ditch. It stands up. Right now, it's standing up about 4 to 5 feet high. On the top of it, it has purple flowers, and it puts out a seed pod that looks like a snowball, like a giant dandelion snowball. And it's spriggy looking. Kind of looks like at the top of the stalk, it kind of looks like a fireworks display going off. And it's called the star thistle. So they were out there doing their citizenship duty and treating these star thistles to kill them. Now, what I learned is a natural way to kill unwanted plants. A natural herbicide that does just a good job as Roundup or any of these synthetic herbicides that are so destructive to waterways and things like that. If I were to go down and treat the waterfront with Roundup, when that leached into the lake, it would cause a fish kill. Not cool. So, needless to say, I won't be doing that. I have 2 spots that I want to clear out. Both of them are the approach apron on the docks and the boat area. Yeah, I want to kill all the grass and the vegetation, and then I want to put down some pea gravel to make like a little stone approach area for getting on the dock and on the boat and stuff like that. Well, here I was thinking of using Roundup, but just being very judicial in how I applied it. But there's nothing I can do to mitigate runoff. And since everything runs downhill to the lake, that's pretty much what would happen. So I was reticent to do that. So I learned a all-natural approach that works just as good. What you do is you go to Menards and you get a 1-gallon plant sprayer or pump sprayer to apply the stuff with. And then you buy 1 gallon of vinegar, some salt, and some soap. Just soap, like Dawn. You mix 1 gallon of water with half a cup of salt, and then put in a couple of shots, a couple of squirts of the Dawn dish soap. And there's your solution. According to this guy, it'll kill anything. Grass, crabgrass, weeds, brush, if it's applied enough around the drip line and the roots. Damn. And as far as I know, none of that getting into the lake water is going to cause a problem. Yep. So I am going to go that route instead of dropping $30 on a 1 gallon jug of Roundup herbicide. But I think I might actually have some of this star thistle stuff in the scrub line over here along the fence. So let's go take a little walk and see if I am correct. I know there's thistles over there. Oh yeah. Big nasty mofos. But I don't know if they are the dreaded invasive star thistle or not. Very distinct looking plant. You can't miss it once you know what to look for. So let's take a little walk. Thought I saw some right away. It's more prevalent down by the road at the end of the driveway. Machine gun sprinklers going off. I do not think I have star thistle. Nope, I don't. These are just regular thistles. The star thistle, all of the leaves are down near the base of the plant, And then you get these big spriggy stalks that stick up, and they, on the top, they're all shaped like this, and they have purple flowers on them. Boy, I got a shit ton of raspberries. Too bad I can't eat berries. Yeah. Yeah, they might even be blackberries. I got diverticulitis, so I can't have little seeds. Yeah. Well, anyway, thankfully, my thistles are not the dreaded star thistle. Let's see if we see. I saw some on the highway coming in here, coming home. I got some mullein. Remember I was talking last year about mullein? Indian tobacco? That's what those big stalks are, but they're dead. So I don't know what that's about. I'll look down my road here. I don't see anything. So I think I'll be okay. But I'm definitely going to mix up a tank of the all-natural herbicide and use that for killing the weeds in the driveway here and stuff like that. Yeah. There sits Thunder Tank. Yeah. With no plans on moving reliably anytime soon. I could drive it right now, but it doesn't steer. It doesn't go very fast. It's got some issues. So, needs a rework. But it's farther along in the scheme of progression than Thunder Toad. That's for sure. Oh yeah, glorious day out here. I turned the air conditioner off. I gave that a break. And it's nice and cool in the house. There's a nice breeze coming off the lake from the southwest. And the humidity has seemed to drop a little bit. So it's very nice here in paradise right now. Oh. I was going to do a project tonight. I've got to go up to the 3rd level guest bedroom and check the status of those closet doors that I sprayed with the motor oil. I got to see if that's dried. It's not 6 o'clock. I got to see if that's dried yet. If it has, yay. If it hasn't, Houston, we got a problem. I'll have to wipe that side of the doors down with a rag to remove as much of the oil off the surface as I can, and then try to top coat it with polyurethane and see if it sticks and if it solidifies into a touchable surface. But I'm going to do the other side of the doors in the red mahogany stain that I'm using throughout the rest of the house. And I'm going to spray it with the sprayer. So I was thinking about doing that today, because I got home at a relatively decent time. The sun is out. There's a nice breeze, which would augment the drying process. But spraying in the wind causes drift and overspray, and I don't want my driveway covered in varnish. So I don't think I'm going to do that, as much as I would like to. Yeah, I don't think so. We'll see if it lays down a little bit here as the evening progresses. Maybe I will. Won't take long. Spray the doors in less than 5 minutes. Let it soak for a little bit. Wipe it off with a rag. And then just let it dry. But all day long, there's been gray clouds mixed in with the sun. And some of them look threatening, like rain showers. And I don't need that on those wooden doors. So we'll see. But I need that wind to die down first. What else? I got, if that's not going to work out, I've got a bunch of Mary Poppins stuff I got to do here. I need a servant. Like Scrunchy says, you just want a servant. A woman for a servant. I want a woman that can contribute to the team doing things that she's better at than I am. And she doesn't mind doing that I don't like. So I got to do some laundry. I got to wash those sheets and that quilt, soften them up, and then I can make the bed. And I got a bunch of dishes I got to do. So I don't think it's going to be any fancy dinners like I made last night. Last night I made Western steaks, or hamburger steak, Western style. So I had some raw hamburger and I pressed it and processed it into the shape of a rectangle. Threw it on my new indoor grill. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about that. Ian at work had a brand new, never used indoor electric grill like the George Foreman units. This is a Hamilton Beach one though. And I wanted one so that if I want to make a hamburger or a steak or something and I don't want to do it in a frying pan and I don't want to fire up the bobby, because firing up my grill is a process. I don't have a gas grill, I got a charcoal grill. So that takes a while. I can just take the electric grill outside, plug it into the wall outlet, and grill up some burgers or steak or whatever. And it'll have a charcoal flavor. And I won't stink up the house. And it's quick and painless. And I can throw the parts in the dishwasher. Or wash them by hand. They're not that difficult. So he donated one to the cause. Sweet. It's a little thing. It's about big enough to do 4 hamburgers or maybe 2 steaks. Smaller steaks at a time. I've already used it twice. I made some brat patties on it one night. And then last night I made that Western hamburger steak thing. Covered that with a layer of garlic and tomato basil cheese with some sauteed mushrooms on top of that, drizzled in some barbecue sauce. Whew, that was good. Yep, buttered noodles on the side. Woot woot. But tonight, since I have so many chores, I'm going to just throw a pizza in the oven. Yeah, Scrunch was going to donate some unused pizza pans to the endeavor, but she flew the coop too fast before she could make good on any of the donations or promises that she made for the lake house. She also told me that she would use her bonus money as an early birthday / Christmas present so I could put gutters on the house. That would have been huge. But this isn't going to work. You called me a nag. I can't live like this. Bye now. And she's gone. So it is what it is. Meanwhile, Mia is sending me heart emojis again, kissy emojis again. Mia wants back in on the lake house dream. Yeah. So we will pontificate on that. But we gotta have a talk. She now knows where I stand, how I'm looking for a woman who doesn't run away at the littlest thing. Knows how to be a cornerstone and a rock in a relationship. And stick around through thick and thin. She knows how to make that happen, or she knows how I feel and how I want somebody like that. We'll see if she has pontificated enough and thinks she can fit the criteria. If not, then it ain't gonna happen. Yep. Other than that, she's still down in Iowa or someplace like that at this Amish wedding. Straight up miserable. She FaceTimed me today. I just chimed in the middle of the day just to see how she was doing. Next thing I know, the phone's ringing for a FaceTime. And here she is. And she wasn't looking too hot. Yeah. And she sounded even worse. She's got a bad head cold. Yep. I don't know anybody right now that's suffering with a cold, so I don't know where she picked this one up, but since she has lupus, she has no immune system. So if you look at her funny, she'll get something. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, so other than that, I reached out to Rob to see if maybe he could come up Saturday for the day and help me out on the turd. I'll have him sanding cabinet doors and stuff like that while I'm off painting that shed and getting half off my lot rent at the trailer park. Kill two birds with one stone. And maybe we can get that project, we can get the cabinets refaced. Yeah, that would be cool. Not so sure I'll get them painted, but at least I'll get them refaced and all the doors will be prepped and ready for paint. Yep. So, all right, that's all I got. I don't think I'm gonna go fishing tonight. I'm really tired for some reason. Yeah. Might turn in early. Yep. So we'll see about that. But, all right, we'll talk to you soon.